Have they been saying anything about me?
Who?
The prisoners.
They don't have me in their confidence. Come on.
Ah, reception. Pleasant memories.
Through there. Now get a move on. That's enough of that, Eves.
What did I do?
You attacked her, didn't you?
Oh, I did not.
Well, she yelled loud enough.
But I didn't touch her.
You scared the living daylights out of me.
I just wanted to be friendly-like.
That's why you snuck up on me.
I wanted to talk without them listening.
Oh, private conference, eh? What's all this about?
Nothing.
Did B. Smith send you?
Nothing to do with B. Smith. She thinks I'm stupid.
Oh, whereas you're really an intellectual giant. Now get out of here. Go on. Well, Albrecht, you finally found yourself a friend. What do you want?
I want to see her.
You've already frightened her enough already.
We're going to be mates.
Oh, come off it, Eves. B. Smith told you to put the fear of death into her, didn't she?
I'm not talking to B. Smith.
No, but you're listening. You must think I'm as thick as you are. Now get on your way. Well, I've just got rid of your fan club.
Who?
Martha Eves. She's all right. You think so, do you? Well, it's your life.
It's the others I've got to worry about. How about letting her work in the garden with me?
Is that where you want to be buried?
I'll be buried there if the others get to me sooner. Look, you can't guard me all the time. Why don't you let her do it?
Why would she want to?
Because she thinks I'm the only one who doesn't think she's stupid.
She is stupid.
So what? So maybe she's the ultimate moron. Who's worried? Not me. Not when she's the only thing that stands between me and the heavies you've got round here.
Good morning. Still seems strange getting my lunch money and fare money. I almost expect you to ask me if I've got a clean hanky.
The prisoner won't be going out today. What do you think you're up to?
But I thought it was all right.
Your study release is at the governor's pleasure. Now, Mrs. Davidson hasn't rescinded her orders.
Oh, but Bea told her. Now, she knows I wasn't the one that broke my word about Bella Albrecht.
Well, she said nothing about you being released for university. Not today.
But Bea said...
Look, Travers, whatever you might think, B. Smith doesn't run this place. Now, Mrs. Davidson hasn't changed her mind. Well, not yet, anyway.
Didn't she believe Bea?
You know, she prefers to have all the facts in front of her before she makes a decision.
Well, she'll probably ask Peter Clements.
What, do you think if he's the one that spilt the beans, he'll own up to it, huh?
He might not.
Afraid of looking stupid. Some psychologist telling the women in here that a prisoner had killed her 5-year-old kitty.
He wouldn't care what people thought of him. What'd really worry him would be to be thrown out of here before he'd finished his work.
I thought he had finished. He stopped interviewing the prisoners.
It's not really what his thesis was all about.
Isn't it? Then what's so important that he'd throw you to the wolves rather than risk getting chucked out of here?
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting to see the doctor.
What's wrong with you?
I don't have to tell you.
Huh. Faking it, I suppose. That's just what we need here. One more hypochondriac.
I'm sick. I was sick this morning. I'm sick every morning. I've got to see the doctor.
Well, don't hold your breath. He won't be in today.
Why? What's wrong with him?
Nothing. He's just working in his own practice. Now get back to your cell. Unless, of course, you want to sit here all day.
Oh.
Gowns here. Laundry goes out every week. Tuesdays. Miss Gibb will look after that when she comes back. You'll find some old favourites there.
Good Lord. This is the 1912 edition.
So am I, young man, so am I. I've been practicing here since the war. This is how I spent my deferred pay. Old McElraith ran it then. Robbed me blind.
I don't think I know him.
Barely a man alive does. He's been dead for 30 years. Good surgeon, though. Well, I haven't much time. Have you any questions?
No, I don't think so, not at the moment.
Good, good. Now, you've got the numbers of Collins Street and East Melbourne. Well, I hope you won't be disappointed with our bargain. If you are, you won't have much time to brood on it.
Oh, I'll manage.
I suspect you will. Well, it's what you'd expect in this sort of area. A stream of kids with measles, whooping cough, mumps, and blind ignorance. Pregnant women, aged 15 to 50. Lots of workers' comp. As a ray of sunshine in your day, the occasional stab and bash victim.
Well, sounds more invigorating than my last billet. All I had there was a queue of women after Valium and a chance to be alone with the doc.
You get it here. I get it, my God, and I'm 67. What's the matter with women these days? Or do you think it's the men? Fresh air and exercise, I tell them. That'll fix them up, take their minds off sex. Well, I must run along. I'll drop in and see you again tonight. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, don't take that down. You won't get a cent out of them unless you ring it out. They're all rogues here, all on the take.
Thanks.
Lovely morning. G'day, Jim. Great day, isn't it?
The governor would like to see you in her office straight away.
All in good time.
She said she wanted you as soon as you arrived.
She wants me. Well, I'm happy to oblige. But 9 in the AM's a bit brutal. I'm at my best when the lights are low.
Yes, I'll tell her I gave you the message at exactly 9:35.
I'm going. I trust I know my duty.
Eves and Albrecht? That's an unlikely partnership. And Albrecht wants her as a watchdog.
That seems to be the idea.
Well, what makes her think that Martha can be trusted?
I don't know, really, but she was quite adamant that she could handle Eves. Albrecht has meant an increased workload for all of us. But even so, it's impossible to have her guarded every second of the day.
Yes, I can see what a help Eve's cooperation would be, but it's such an unlikely partnership. I'd like to be sure she's not getting close to her for reasons of her own.
She hasn't the brains for it, and she's not smart enough for the others to use her either.
Very well. We'll let her work with Albrecht. But keep an eye on them till we're sure that things are what they seem. Come in.
Ah, at your service, Governess. You wanted me?
Yes, Dr. Clements, I had a few things I wanted to discuss with you.
Oh, my pleasure.
I don't think we need detain you any further, Miss Bennett.
Well, what on earth have I done to warrant such an icy blue stare?
Peter, I thought you understood that the women here regard infanticide as the cardinal sin, and that it was vital that Bella Albrecht's offense should not be made known to them.
My dear Erica, talk about shutting the stable door. I mean, everyone knew already. It's common knowledge.
It was not common knowledge until your interview with B. Smith.
Oh, rubbish. B came in full of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said a word.
What exactly did she say?
Well, if I remember correctly, she pointed out that it was rather ridiculous of you to expect them to believe that Bella was in for your common or garden murder when you'd authorized such extraordinary security precautions.
She was probing for information, and she succeeded. It's the oldest trick in the book, to pretend you know something when you don't.
B must have a higher IQ than I thought. You know, it never crossed my mind for a minute that I was being manipulated.
No, it wouldn't. It's usually the other way round. You're very good at manipulating people.
Well, them's unkind words, Governess.
Ever since you have been allowed access to this prison, you have abused your privilege of working here. You even pushed one girl into a complete breakdown.
Doreen?
And you may yet cause the death of another.
Oh, nonsense, Erica.
It is not nonsense. I had the job of keeping Bella Albrecht alive and unscathed. All this will go in my report to the department. Now, will you kindly remove yourself and your effects out of here?
Right now? I thought you liked having me around.
I thought your presence here would serve some useful purpose. I even thought your thesis would be of some value. But having observed both you and your methods, Dr. Clements, I doubt very much whether you could produce anything of value.
Well, I may yet surprise you. I wasn't entirely concentrating on criminal psychology, you know. I was angling in this little waterhole for something a lot bigger.
Yes, you would be here under false pretenses.
Well, everything's fair in love and psychology. Come publication, I think you'll find my little thesis very good reading. I'll even send you an autographed copy.
And these are little roses.
Cecil Brunner.
Huh?
They're called Cecil Brunner.
Ah. I thought they was roses.
They're dwarf roses.
What you on about dwarfs for?
Oh, look, would you rather I went on about garden gnomes?
What gnomes?
Okay, I'm not very fond of gnomes myself.
They're roses. I know they're roses. We had roses on our lino at home.
I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Huh?
We used to have roses around the tennis court. I had a Shetland pony who loved them. We had a lot of trouble trying to keep him away.
A pony? Where'd you keep a pony?
In the fish pond. Where the hell do you think we kept the pony?
I don't like you talking like that.
All right, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As if I was stupid or something.
Okay. This needs pruning. Are there any secateurs? Oh, you know.
Ah, those. We wouldn't be allowed to have those.
Why not?
Someone would have a go at you. You'd have a go.
Oh, my God. Why did they have to put me in with these people?
Well, you killed your kid, didn't you?
I wasn't to blame for that. I don't see how anyone could hold me responsible. I should never have had that baby. I was only a child. Just think, Martha. Pregnant on my 18th birthday.
That's nothing. Me mum had me on her 14th.
Mr. Clements, I've come to make you an offer.
Sorry, Lizzie, I don't think you've got anything I want.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure. You're interested in cold-blooded killers, aren't you?
Have you got one on tap?
Me? I'm the biggie. I bumped off 4 huge men. 4 big bastards in the primes of their life.
From what I heard, that was more of an accident.
Ha! Got me 20 years, didn't it? You want me to tell you about it? Of course, it'll cost you.
Save it for your memoirs, Lizzie.
Oh, it'll only cost you a packet of fags and maybe a few bickies.
I'm not doing any more interviews. The governor thinks I have been a naughty boy.
Coming on too free with the girls, eh?
Fair go. That would be what your dirty old mind would conjure up.
Well, what else?
Bea conned me into letting her know about Bella Albrecht. I must say I underestimated Bea.
Yeah, they were trying to keep that dark. But you got Buckley's chance of doing that in here.
Anyway, the governor has given me the big A. She wasn't happy about that. And a few other things.
Poor Dora, eh?
Yes, I guess I miscalculated there. No hard feelings, huh, Lizzie?
Well, she wasn't the full 2 bob, was she, poor old Dora? But she was soft-hearted. Slow as a week in Wentworth. You sure you don't want to give me them bickies? Oh, you're a good sort. Well, hooroo. And I'm sure I'm speaking for the other girls as well as myself about Doreen when I say I hope you rot in hell. Hello, love. Why aren't you Junie?
Confined to barracks, Lizzie. Where'd you get the loot?
From Clements. He's quite generous when you know how to handle him.
I'm glad someone thinks so. He's the reason I'm still in here.
What did he do?
That's what he hasn't done. He hasn't told Mrs. Davidson that he was the one that blew the whistle on Bella Albrecht. She's blaming me. Oh, Lizzie, I'm so sick of being let out of here like a dog on a chain and then reeled back in again.
Oh. Never mind, love. Have a jockey bicky.
No, thanks. Coming from him, I'd probably choke. If she's going to believe him, you know, she won't believe me. It's going to be my word against a professor of psychology.
You know how I got the bickies?
I probably conned him.
Yeah, I did a bit of that. But he was cleaning out his drawer. Yep, he got it with a chicken got the axe. The governor's kicked him out.
She knows. Oh, Lizzie, that's terrific.
I don't know why you're so keen on getting out of here. You're all right here. You got your friends, you got your regular meals, you got your telly. I wouldn't give you tuppence to get out of here.
Oh, Lizzie, you don't want to die in here like Edie.
I don't want to die out there.
But there are things outside you've never seen before. You'd have the time of your life.
There's things out there I don't want to see. I'm all right in here. And I'm going to see to it that I stay here.
You can't make them keep you.
Oh, yes, I can. I can do things that'll keep me here for the rest of my days. I can do things so bad they'll be scared to put me out.
Call me a cab, there's a good girl.
Leaving us, Dr. Clements.
Moving on, moving on. I'll miss you, Vera. I've always been strangely drawn to you. All that repressed sexuality waiting to be tapped. My God, you're a challenge.
I beg your pardon?
Why don't we get together and explore each other properly? Or even, improperly? Your place, Friday?
Certainly not. Who do you think you are?
Well, who do you think you are, turning down an offer like that? Do you think you can afford to be choosy? Ah, here comes the military man. Well, you'll be heartbroken to know I'm leaving, Jim.
Mrs. Davidson not cooperative, huh?
Well, you can't expect prison officers to be as other women. It's the life. A 40% chance of normalcy at best.
Well, I don't know how we're going to struggle on without you.
Well, I wouldn't advise you to struggle much further with your little problem.
I haven't got any problems.
Jim, the man who says he has no problems, has he got problems? Still, psychiatric science can do marvels these days. You can get something done about your hemophobia.
What the hell are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. Your little secret's safe with me. Tell him I'll be waiting outside the gates.
I don't know what the record is, Lizzie, but I reckon you must be the fastest tooth in the West. Where'd you get 'em?
From the town psychologist.
Yeah? How's he off for fags?
He's gone. Chucked out.
You beaut. After what he did to Doreen, he couldn't leave fast enough for me. Not that he didn't have his uses.
You were too smart for him, weren't you, Bee? He couldn't keep anything from you. How'd you handle it?
Psychology. Here comes the baby killer.
Yeah, and the big M. God, she looks bigger every time I look at her. You need a pickaxe to get her behind her.
Reckon I can't do it, eh?
Well, when are you going to make a move? That Albrecht woman will think she's got the better of you.
She'll keep.
Gone. You're chickening.
Say that again, Lizzie, and I'll give those teeth of yours a well-earned rest. I'm going to use a bit of science, see? Everyone's waiting for me to get that bitch. The cons are waiting, the screws are waiting, and she's waiting. And that's just the way I like it.
Wouldn't hurt to bash at one.
It wouldn't hurt you. The governor's woken up to me. One wrong move and she sends me to a tougher prison, which means I'd have to work my way to the top all over again. And, geez, I don't think I'm that young anymore. No, we'll just keep Bella baby on the hop for a while.
I'll be in on that. What's this? Hello, love. You must have got real hungry working out in the garden. Nothing like fresh air to give you a good appetite.
What do you want?
Nothing. I just had a windfall. Thought I'd like to share it. Have a bicky. Dinner won't be long.
Great. I'm hungry enough even to eat that swill.
Yeah, not too good, is it? You know, I used to be a cook in civilian life. That's why they let me help out around here sometimes.
What are you in for?
Murder. I'm a dab hand at poisons. No need to worry, though. You've always got Martha to taste it first.
Hello.
Hi.
How's uni going?
All right, I guess.
Can I come in? Aren't you enjoying your psych course?
I don't mind the work. I enjoy it. It's just that now that I'm leaving Wentworth, I wonder whether or not I've picked myself a blind alley. After I'm qualified. What?
If you're as crash hot as I've heard, why don't you apply for a postgraduate grant?
I don't want to hang around the uni. Too many people like Peter Clements. They're a bit disillusioning.
I didn't want to go to uni either, but my dad pushed me into it. Part of a campaign to impress my stepmother. I'd have been far better off in a job. I wouldn't have met Tom Burton for one thing.
He had quite a reputation round the campus, didn't you know?
I suppose I'm not the first he got pregnant.
You sure you're going to have a baby?
I've got morning sickness to prove it. Bloody men. Oh, they love you. They adore you. They just can't live without you. But watch them head for the hills when a little accident occurs.
It's not a little accident, Melinda. It's a real baby. Something of your own. In a way, I envy you. You won't have to worry about what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
Were you ever pregnant? Well, at least mine won't be born in jail. My solicitor thinks I'll get away with probation.
When's your trial?
Monday. And that's why I've got to get to see Greg Miller. And soon. I need a medical report to prove I'm pregnant. Has he gone for good, do you know?
I think he's got a few days to finish up.
Now, if this were his baby, it'd be worth the trouble. I reckon he's the sexiest thing I've seen in a white coat since Ben Casey. He'd do me for a quickie on the old examination couch. Don't you like him? I thought you were old mates.
He's all right.
Only all right? You sure we're talking about the same man?
We should be. I used to be engaged to him.
Oh, hello, Doctor. How's the new practice?
Busy enough.
Oh, someone came to see you yesterday. Melinda Cross.
Nothing urgent.
Oh, nothing that you and I would consider urgent. But she seemed to think it was. Trying it on, if you ask me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Greg. I came across a word in a book last night. Hemophobe.
What, were you reading a medical dictionary?
What does it mean?
Hemophobia, fear of blood.
But everyone's frightened of blood.
Not to the extent of fainting or vomiting at the sight of it. Most hemophobes manage to live with it, but it can be quite a handicap if you want to be a policeman or a doctor. You have to expect a little nausea with pregnancy.
A little nausea?
Well, it should clear up in about 6 weeks, but I'll give you some more medicine if it's really bothering you.
Of course it is. Oh, there's something else you could do for me.
Mm-hmm.
My solicitor wants a letter stating I'm pregnant.
Is he going to use it in court?
Yeah, I'm going to do the poor little mother bit.
Yes, well, you are pregnant. Take a teaspoonful of that every morning, first thing.
I didn't know you were engaged to Karen Travers.
That was a very long time ago.
Fancy throwing you over. I wouldn't have.
You'd have been fully 15 at the time.
But I'm a big girl now.
Yes, and you're going to get a great deal bigger. Tell me, have you given any thought to that baby's future?
You don't think I care, do you? Well, you're wrong. When I'm released, I'm going to get the very best antenatal care there is.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yes. You'll be seeing quite a lot of me.
You don't intend coming to me?
Why not? You're my doctor, aren't you? And now you've started your own practice.
Yes, but I'm a GP, not a gynecologist.
You'll suit me fine.
You got a damned hide coming here to see me.
I ain't done nothing.
Don't give me that. I know what you've been up to. What do you mean, you lazy little bitch, fronting up for the doll?
I needed it. Denny and me was going to use it for rent.
You and Denny? Denny? What about your own family?
I couldn't take it home to them. Gran wouldn't take doll money.
Of course she wouldn't. You ever see her trying for a pension? The Burkes aren't bludgers. You call yourself a Burke. You're not a Burke's bootlace.
Miss Vernon said it was all right.
Oh, yeah, it's all right for a vermin, but you were born a Burke. We don't take charity. Not from the salvos, not from the government, not from anybody. The Burkes don't take help. We help ourselves.
And a fat lot of good that's done us. Anyway, doesn't matter now. Denny shot through.
And good riddance.
We got kicked out of the flat, too.
Serves you right.
All right, don't keep on. I'll go back and look after Gran and the kids.
Oh, I know you bloody well won't. Not while you're on the dole. They wouldn't have you in the house.
Well, what am I supposed to do then? It's all right for you. You get fed in here. The government keeps you. Why can't they keep me?
'Cause I won't stand for it. You either sign off that dole or I wash my hands of you, Leanne.
I got to sign out.
Leanne, hang on. What's wrong?
Nothing.
You've spoken to your mother?
Of course I have. What do you think I'm doing here?
And what did she say?
She said I can't. She won't let me.
Hey, come on.
It's not my fault.
Look, let's go to my office and we'll talk about it there. Come on. Now, what's all this about?
Mum's crooked on you, all right.
Yes, well, so I gather. But I also believe that she's crooked on you.
She says they're not going to let me home. The family's wiped me off.
Oh, she can't mean that.
You don't know me, Mum. It's all your fault. If I hadn't fronted up for the doll, she wouldn't have gone for me like that.
I'm sorry that I upset your mother, but you do need some sort of support.
My doll check hasn't come through yet either.
Yes, well, I'll see what I can do about that.
Oh, don't you do anything. You'll only get me into more trouble.
The question is, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
Have you got any money?
You gotta be kidding.
Well, what about a bed for tonight?
Denny and me was thrown out of the flat.
Can't Danny help you?
He shot through.
Leanne, will you wait here? I have an idea. All right?
I don't understand how anybody could kill a kid.
No.
Little girl, wasn't it?
Yeah, about 5 years old.
How'd she do it?
Dunno.
Well, what did she do it for? Was she off a scone or something?
No. Her boyfriend was cooling off because of the kid. Having second thoughts about marrying her. So she knocks the kid off so she can marry the crummy bastard.
What an animal! And she looks like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. What are you going to do with her?
Oh, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Bashing's too good for her. I reckon we ought to do something real heavy.
To wait until the screws ease off, they're watching her like she was Princess Anne.
I'll have a go.
Don't be stupid, Monty. You only got 2 months to go. Get a whole lot longer if you're caught roughing her up.
I've got nothing to get out of here for. Fred's inside. Cops have got me little nest egg by now. Might as well have a little bit of fun while I'm here.
You're mad, Monty.
Ah, this fresh air, it really does something for you. Enjoying yourself, Monica? Yep. But not nearly as much as I'm going to. Here they come.
You're mad, Monty. They'll be down on you like a ton of bricks.
Keep the screws busy.
Oh, don't be stupid. They're not that green.
I'll be quick.
Big M might be quicker.
I'm not worried about old fat guts. Now, are you going to cover for me, or am I on my own?
Oh, all right, but you're as mad as a snake. You'll never get away with it.
Hello? I hear you don't like kids, Bella, baby. You push off. Little girls about that big, I hear you got a down on. Little nippers who can't fight back. You leave her alone. Oh, rack off, fatso. Leave her alone. Get off! Oh, bloody ox! You brainless idiot! You steamroll! Leave her alone! She's trying to... What do you think you're doing?
She almost killed me!
She jumped me before I had a chance to open my mouth.
Well, you can tell that to Mrs. Davidson. Now move it! Move along there.
Your mate's not quite ready for the big event, is she? Not when she can be flattened by the Incredible Hulk. Fancy being beaten by Big M. You better watch it, Pete. She'll be taking you on next.
That'll be the day.
You and all your talk about what you're going to do to the Albrecht dame. I'd like to see you get near her now.
Would you? Then stay tuned. You might just see that, and sooner than you think.
And I turned to find both prisoners struggling on the ground.
You didn't see Ferguson attack Albrecht?
She'd have choked me if Martha hadn't stepped in. I'm going to have marks on my neck for weeks.
I'm afraid we'll have to make an example of you, Ferguson.
What for? Every woman in here would do the same thing if I had the chance.
Then we'll just have to make sure they don't get the chance, won't we? Take her to solitary for the night. We had to expect something like this, and they may try again. Your presence in here is a great nuisance to everyone. Try to stay out of trouble, both of you. You may go.
The shape of things to come.
Well, I can't spare any more staff to guard her.
Well, while she's got Martha Eves tagging along behind her, she seems safe enough.
You think she is genuinely concerned about Albrecht?
If, by the way, she was thumping Ferguson is any indication.
Well, it would ease the staff situation if Eves could be trusted. Still, we can't expose Albrecht unnecessarily. Mrs. Jackson, see that she takes her shower later than the other women. Mr. Fletcher, make sure she's kept away from all the others except Martha.
Right.
Yes, Governor.
That is all.
Damn sight easy if we kept Albrecht locked in a cell the whole time.
Oh, come on, we're not in the chain gang business.
Yeah, more's a pity.
They're women, Jim.
You mean the gentler sex?
Meg, I'm looking for you everywhere.
Good morning.
I've been talking to Leanne Burke.
Oh, did she admit to the burglary?
I didn't ask her. I was more interested in the girl herself. Meg, we've got to help her.
We?
Well, she's got no job, no prospects, and no home.
What about a family?
They threw her out because I made her apply for the doll.
Oh, she'll come up roses. That's what always do.
Meg, I wanted to stay with us for a few days.
You want what?
I'll get through to her without their family around.
Do you know what you're
Meg,
asking?
it's only for a few days until I can get her on her feet and find her a job.
She'll rob us blind.
I'll make sure that she doesn't. Look, she's only 16.
Oh, all right. But she's got to be out by Friday.
Thanks. Leanne, there is an ashtray.
Yeah, well, you didn't say not to.
That's all right.
I'll go then.
You have nowhere to go, have you? How would you like to come to my place? We could put you up for a few days.
Who's we?
One of the prison officers here. I've asked her, and she's agreed to it.
Suppose I'd have to do all the housework and stuff.
No, you'd be my guest for a few days until I found you somewhere else. And that shouldn't take long, with the doll coming through.
Yeah, that'd be real beaut. I haven't stayed in a flat like that before.
A flat like what?
Like with wall to wall.
And when were you inside it?
Who said I'd been inside? Just passed by outside. Said to me friend, that's where Miss Vernon lives. And he said, yep, looks as if it'd have wall to wall.
Leanne, if we're going to get along, you mustn't lie to me. Now, I'll be honest with you, and you must be honest with me. I know that you took that $20 and the transistor radio.
Yeah, and you just try and prove
I don't want to prove it. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you get your feet on the ground and a good job. Okay?
Sure, Miss Vernon. All right.
Yes, I've got the medical report from your doctor here.
Well, that should be useful.
Very. Frail, abandoned little mother. Won't be a dry eye in the house.
Great. How's my father? Still...
No. Time the great healer's been at work. He's agreed to be a character witness.
My stepmother must have got to him. He wouldn't do it without a push. Is he going to pay my bail?
Hardly any need for that. You should be free tomorrow.
God, I hope you're right.
Melinda, you're young, you're pretty, you're pregnant. And you were out of your mind with grief when you committed the offence. Tom Burton was an infamous womanizer that any right-thinking magistrate would abhor, especially a lay preacher like old Willoughby. You're home and hosed, my dear.
You call us a hand? I'll have 5. Not bashing the books tonight.
What's the point?
I thought that university was a pretty big deal with you.
It's a big deal if Wentworth's all you got. Now I'm getting out of here. I'm wondering why I bothered.
Well, well, look who's here. Bella, the baby butcher.
Give it a rest, Bea. Don't you ever get tired of stirring?
What should I do, give her a round of applause?
There's enough misery in here without you making more trouble.
She killed her innocent kid, didn't she?
Well, if you're setting yourself up as judge and jury, why stop with her? What about me? You know about me? I killed my baby. What's up with her?
Parole nerves. I've seen it before.
Did she kill her own child?
Of course she didn't. She had an abortion because her old man didn't want kids. Bit different from killing your own innocent child.
Ugh. Nothing in this hand. Who's dealing?
I am.
Are you all right?
Yeah, perfectly.
They don't understand, do they? Well, how can they, the stupid great animals?
Understand what?
How you can love someone so much that you'd do anything to keep him? It's how you loved your husband, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's how I loved him.
They all go on about the kids. Robert would have married me long ago if it hadn't been for that child. He loved me, you know. Look what he gave me.
Oh, it's a beautiful ring.
He adored me. But you can't expect him to take on another man's child.
Look, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about it.
I can understand why you're upset. The women here are enough to upset anyone. Oh, look, I'm so glad you're here. It's a joy to meet a real human being. I've been desperate for intelligent company. Up until now, I've been stuck with Martha. Oh, she's all right to keep the heavies at bay, but you'd get more sense from an orangutan.
Morning, Meg. Sleep well?
Not particularly.
How'd you sleep, Leanne?
You got any jam?
We have marmalade here for breakfast.
We have jam.
Don't worry, I'll get it. You're running late.
That's because I had to clean up the bathroom. It was a swamp.
Leanne, didn't you clean up after you?
You said I wasn't to do any housework.
Oh, no, the Bilks don't do any housework. And what are you and Miss Burke going to do today?
I'm going to find Leanne a job.
Best of British.
Well, I'll speak to my friend about it anyway.
And how is Miss Burke going to occupy herself?
She is going to the Methodist Church.
I'm a Catholic.
You're not going there to worship. They run a workshop for the young unemployed. There'll be plenty of kids your own age there.
Boys?
And girls. You'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that'll be real beaut.
Yes, I'm late.
Hey, it's not that late. What held you up?
We have a guest in the house. You've heard of Attila the Hun? Well, this is his sister, Tilly.
Why'd you take her in then?
I didn't. Jean did. She's one of her waifs and strays.
Oh, if she's some poor kid that needs a helping hand, you ought to be a bit more tolerant.
This is Nolene Burke's daughter.
Is she like her mother?
Worse.
Yeah, well, I see what you mean then.
I was a fool to even consider having the girl in the flat.
You're too soft-hearted, Meg.
Huh. Soft-headed, you mean? Oh, well, we all have our little weaknesses, I suppose.
What do you mean by that?
Mean by what?
Weakness. Has Vera been talking to you?
No, Vera hasn't been talking to me. Honestly, Jim, I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, forget it. It doesn't matter.
What a breakfast. Call that slop porridge.
Better when it's sloppy, it hasn't got as many lumps.
Speaking of lumps...
Well, here comes a great brain. The stroke of genius belting Bella in front of the screws. Got any more bright ideas? Or are you getting fond of the pound?
Well, it was worth it. Scared the bejesus out of her.
Oh, yeah, giant step for mankind.
Oh, it was good for a laugh, anyway. And there she is, trying to strangle Bella, and Easy charges her like a wounded bull. She's down on top of her like a ton of bricks, and Monty's trying to pull her hair, and she can't reach, and I look like ringside with her. You had to be there. Sorry about the bed, Beat.
Yeah, well, it'll be different next time.
Oh, you're pathetic, the lot of you, don't you?
Well,
Oh, forget her. Oh, they shut me out of the showers this morning, didn't even get one. Yeah. They want to leave it all clear for the baby butcher. Governor's orders. They don't want to get in any hot water. Hey, get a beat in the hot water? Yeah, I got it, Monty. You're a laugh a minute. Yeah, well, Madame Davidson doesn't want to get accidentally scolded. Like some people I could mention.
You never give up, do you, Ferguson?
Will you two shut up and let me think? Now, she's going to be in the shower block while we're in the laundry.
Yeah, her and Big M.
You have to worry about Big M. You have to know how to handle it. Trouble with you, Molly, is you don't know how to handle her. Oh, and I suppose you could. I've always told you, Molly, you've got to pick your time. Now, all I've got to do is figure out a way of getting into the shower block from the laundry.
Where have you been? You're supposed to be with me all the time.
I don't have to.
But we're friends, Martha, aren't we? Good friends. I mean, you hardly spoke to me at breakfast. What have I done wrong?
I didn't think you liked me talking.
But of course I do. I'm interested in everything you say.
You think I'm stupid?
No, I don't. I mean, you saved my life. I can't think of anything cleverer than that.
Yeah. Monty would have done for you if I hadn't have stepped in. She'll probably have another go. She or someone else.
I know.
I've been doing some thinking. It's not that I can't think good, Bella. It's just that I can't put it into words.
Yes, I thought it was something like that.
You're not safe in here. Someone's always going to have a go at you in here. So you've got to get out, see? Both of us will get out. And then you can take me and show me where you keep your pony.
Pony?
Yeah, you know. The one that eats the roses by the tennis court.
That was years ago.
I never had a pony.
Yes, of course you can see the pony. If you get me out of here.
Oh, that's easy. I've got it all figured out.
Time for your shower, Albrecht. You go with her, Eves.
Where are the other women?
They're all at work. You'll be safe enough.
Well, how are you going to get me out of here? Shh. Oh, she can't hear out there.
It's all right. She's gone now.
Well, what's the plan?
Well, we pretend we're working in the garden, see? The screws won't be watching us in the garden because they'll be too busy watching the others.
Well, they can't ignore us completely. And I hope this isn't about vaulting over the fence in full view of the guard.
This is better. And I know it'll work because I saw it in a film.
In a film? I suppose we hire a helicopter.
No fear. You wouldn't catch me in one of those things.
Well, what is this plan that you saw in a film?
Well, Well, these blokes in the film, they was in the army. But they were in prison too. They get up close to the fence with this wooden horse, and then they start digging a tunnel.
I don't believe this.
We could do it. All we need is something to hide us from the screws while we start to dig, see?
Oh, God, I just don't believe it. I mean, I thought you could get me out. I must be as stupid as you are.
I'm not stupid.
Oh, you cretinous. You're a great big blundering nitwitted vegetable. You're a fat fool and I thought you could get me out.
You can look after yourself then.
Oh, well, if I can't do better than the village idiot. Anyway, they're keeping all the women away from me now, so I don't need you.
You were going to show me the pony.
Pony's been dead for years.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too.